Hi beautiful women, I know that you missed the last session of the Archetypes training, so I thought you might enjoy just a little update. I will be reading from my notes, so stay tuned, but if you want to you can close your eyes and just listen, or you can lie down and do a meditation on this, or you can have your artwork in front of you and just allow yourself to move with the art as you hear the words around the archetypes. So last week we did survival and safety. So the particular archetypal family which relates to how we exist in a very physical way on planet today. So namely the four main ones that we have: child, prostitute, victim and saboteur. So I'm going to explore that bit by bit. Basically the underlying energy of these archetypes is building a soul of endurance and stamina, and learning how to be on the earth in a very physical way, knowing that our needs are being met, knowing that we have the capacity and the power within us to generate that. So all right, enjoy the journey. So the main ones, the child, relate to how does the child currently manifest in my life, what feeds the child, what increases her energy within us, what nourishes and supports the child in me, and what kind of creates the experience where the child really steps to the fore. So what vulnerabilities are there, what immature parts of ourselves that perhaps haven't been worked with, the shadow side of the child, emerge, and in what circumstance. The prostitute is where and how in my life I'm prostituting myself for the exchange of survival or safety. So where am I selling my soul for physical survival or for physical safety? What medicine does the prostitute have for me in my life? So as with all the archetypes, we're exploring not only the light but the shadow, and within the shadow there's a gift or a learning or something that we can gain from understanding the prostitute archetype. The saboteur, so what repeated patterns show up in my life that distract, deter or hinder me from my ultimate potential. So this is what fears may be holding me back from following my inner calling. So what stopped me from actually getting ahead, getting momentum, moving along the path that is calling me, and also what, once we're on that path, what gets in that way and what slows us down, distracts us, takes our attention away from where we're headed. So an exploration around where the saboteur shows up in our lives. And lastly, the victim. Where do I play victim in my life? So we all have the capacity, and at certain times in our life we'll have that archetype of the victim. Where do I hide my resources and my power, hoping that others will rescue me or take that burden of choice from me? So anytime we're at a situation where it's like there's nothing I can do, it's really in other people's hands, life is just happening to me, there's nothing, I'm not in an empowered place, then that's a little signal that the victim might be playing out in your life. So how can I shine light on rageful parts of myself? So the victim can manifest in a couple of different ways. In a state of rage, it's like, how dare you do this to me, or how can life deliver this to me? But it also manifests in a sense of helplessness where we just give up, we hand over. It's like, oh, I can't influence this situation. So where do I find those archetypal energies running my life and taking my power or surrendering my power over? So we're going to work with art in a medicinal way to explore these four archetypes in our lives. Ideally, if you've got paint, finger painting would be really wonderful here, especially with the child. It really brings out the inner child. It also takes us away from the logic that we have, and gets us in that kinesthetic experiential exploration with the art. The other thing that's wonderful about the fingerprint or finger painting is that it enables us to look at our art in a way that is different from how we look at a picture that we may have drawn. There's hidden messages within the paint. There may be a map that forms. There may be sort of density and playfulness that emerge throughout the painting. So just let yourself explore that. If you don't have paint, completely fine. You can actually use any art material. So if you've got any pencils or pastels or crayons, whatever, just get something out on your paper and see what the art would like to tell you about each of these 4 stages. So in the next video I will begin with the child. Thank you.